There's something that everybody in this room is doing that is driving me insane. It's been going on now for far too long. And that's to use the word ask in replace of the word request. So I'm so upset about it that I'm losing focus on what I'm trying to say here. You might say that the United States is operating in Iraq upon the request of the Iraqi government. If you spoke English, that's what you would say. But everybody in this room would say that the United States is operating in Iraq upon the ask of the Iraqi government. And when they talk about meetings and negotiations, say that, an ask of the Palestinians is the right of return. An ask of the Israelis is recognition of the right to exist. And so on it goes, over and over again. And I don't know who is responsible for this. I suspect that what happened was that somebody from outside this room brought this horrible grammar into the room, and it spread viral. And all of these people have been infected with this horrible practice. Mary, Jen, Matt, and no doubt others. But those three. I think it's Jen. Jen seems to use it most often. And like I say, I don't. It's really. What it is disappointing, right? Because that's what are we watching here? We're watching the spokesperson for the United States State Department with, credentialed members of the press corps. You would think that all of these people have relatively advanced linguistic capabilities. These are journalists. At least I hope they're journalists, meaning that they likely went through quite a bit of writing in one language or another. I believe that the three people that I mentioned have English as a first language, anyways. And there's certainly enough people in this room that have English as their primary language, and that went through, university courses in writing. And while I don't know the exact, actually, these two particular spokespeople I do know. One of them's a marketing expert, and the other one is a little bit more technical. But nonetheless, these do remain people that you would expect have graduated with more than a couple writing credits. I mean, you need a certain. You have to be able to articulate yourself in a specific way to be a spokesperson, right? You don't get that job if you can't talk. And yet, we have the word ask used in, I don't even know what tense that is. That's like a tense that only exists in Old English or something. Used as in replacement for request. You can say, I would like to ask. No, I would like to ask a question in the negotiations. I'm not going to criticize you for that. But to say an ask of this side in the negotiations is an ask of the Palestinians is the right to return. How about this? An ask of mine is that we go back to using the word request. Because that's the word that you want, right? You want to use, in every circumstance I've heard, they should have said request. Right? You would say that you're serving under the request of the president. You wouldn't say that you're serving under the ask of the president. Like I say, this is not once or twice. This is persistent. This has infected the entire room. And while I know that this is 2 years ago, I can only hope that they all got better. That none of them are still inflicted with this terrible, terribly unfortunate use of the word ask. I'm almost done my eggs.